All right, Virgo, welcome to your weekly horoscope for April 6th through the 12th. My name is Anthony. All right, so another very powerful week, of course, because we still have this Uranus Pluto Square, but this week is no exception. We have the Sun and your ruler Mercury going over Uranus here, activating once again that Uranus Pluto energy. Now, the good news is that aspect between those two planets gets outside of the 1 degree orb energy, which is really nice, freeing up a lot of things as we move forward into April. And once again, this is the last month, in the middle of March, was the last of these the contacts between these two planets. So let's go ahead and look at what this is again. Let's go and recap what this Uranus-Pluto energy is for you. You've had lots of activity in your 7th house, which is where Uranus has been, helping you break free with the area of relationships, freedom in relationships, being independent in the sense that in your relationships, it's two people coming together who share the same common ground and want to share and want to work with each other and perhaps be involved with something greater than self. This is all Uranus energy and creating changes with your relationships as well, helping you link with people that are more in alignment with what you're truly about, essentially. And so that freedom there and all of this stuff changing, this can be business partnerships, can be one-on-one connections, it can be sales, it can be anything relating to these 7th house matters. Now this has been, like I said, over the past few years, 3 years, with this Uranus squaring up to Pluto, and last month was the last of it. Now that was squaring up to Pluto in the 4th, which is this energy, which is not as personal because the fast-moving planets aren't in that 4th house, but they are still being squared up by Pluto, which is changes with home, past, your family, your roots, your emotions, your anchoring points in life, your temple, your soul, all of these things that have to do with your soul, your water, your inner emotions, your feelings, your sentiments. So your sentiments are changing. There's changes happening in your emotional body, changes happening to your anchoring points in life with your past and roots and family. So that's the Pluto helping you get to the core of it, help you see that when you strip away all of the duality, basically ups and downs of life, you really get to the core of things. You can enjoy this part of life to the utmost and get the most out of it. And this is, of course, starts with self, but then it transpires into our external reality as well with our relationships and such. So this energy that's been transforming your 4th house has been needing this balance with your 7th, and that's, of course, going to be the energy this week. But like I said, it'll start to ease up. Now, it starts on the weekend leading into it. Last weekend, we had the lunar eclipse in your 1st house. Very, very powerful time of maybe even a culmination of a lot of things you set out to do about 6 months ago in October when we had the solar eclipses. But maybe even over the past 2 weeks because we were on this lunar cycle too. So whatever it is, it's culminating. A lot of stuff maybe relating to relationships, maybe relating to your goals, your ambitions, your drives, what you set out to do, the things you want in life. Your self-image too is 1st house. So whatever that is, I think there was some good insight, some good awareness to be had. So carrying what you learned from the weekend into this week will certainly be key. If Sunday was a bit intense, which it may have been for some of us, just know that it's all part of this unfolding process where things, like I said, are going to start to open up this week. Now, on Monday, the Sun goes over Uranus in that 7th house of yours, which has to do with, again, those relationships. So this is the freedom here, and this makes it very personal. So how you can here really be yourself in your relationships, especially on Monday. Break free, do something different, do something exciting. Have that freedom when it comes to those 7th house matters. And maybe break free from some restrictions. Has there been some restrictions holding you back in that area? And this is with the Pluto. It's about taking that power, taking that active role in your life to make change. And the energies are high this week because we're coming from this lunar eclipse, which is full moon energy, going to the 3rd quarter phase, which is where the energy is still very high and still very much about action this week. Now, your ruler on Monday, which is very nice, while that's happening, which is the freedom, is trending up to Jupiter, which is broadening your horizons from your 11th house. So opening up the week, there is this expansion, and it's expansion maybe with some possibilities relating to friends, some groups, some things larger than self. The 11th house is anything greater than self, which is contribution, societal, community, things like this. And so whatever that is, look out for that. Monday could be some good news, something broadening your horizons relating to that, maybe some new opportunities, and moving forward, helping you expand in that particular area of life and also with your relationships. Now, Venus goes into Taurus here on Monday as well into your ninth house of travel, of expansion, of philosophy, of spirituality, of astrology, of anything that broadens your horizons. So Venus here is going to be there until May 2nd, so enjoy these things. Maybe do some of that traveling, maybe do some of that divinity, some philosophy, reading, writing, this sort of wisdom of the more expansive elements of life. And so you'll find that very enjoyable, and I think that'll be a nice energy working with you. Now, Tuesday, Uranus squaring up to Pluto gets outside of its 1-degree orb, but your ruler Mercury goes over Uranus and squares up to Pluto at that time, Tuesday and Wednesday. So very powerful time there, middle part of the week for you Virgos. You've got that Mercury energy, which is still very neutral, and that's just the nature of it, right? You guys can see very clearly the relationship stuff. You can see the and understand it and get a lot out of it and learn from it. So treat it as a learning experience, and if you've been thinking about doing any of those changes in particular, this can be a very grounded time to do so. Just make sure it is grounded. Make sure that if you do get some new ideas, make sure you're not just acting on impulse. You know, this is the time we don't want to just do things impulsively. We want to take our time, and not get too obsessed with anything either with that Pluto. I want to caution against that also. But if everything's on that even keel, you know there's some changes, you know there's some actions to be made there, slowly and groundedly making those changes will certainly be getting the most out of it. But it could just be some decision you have to make, maybe a decision with yourself or a decision with someone else or something like this. But that could be the case, which is something sudden, something that has to be done, and it's kind of this all thing that happens at once, which is usually the case with Uranus. So it's a good energy to work with, and like I said, it's part of this larger shifts and changes that are taking place. Now, Wednesday, Jupiter goes station direct in that 11th house. So since December, maybe you guys have been thinking about and reflecting on the groups, the friends, the community things, or things larger than self, even the satisfaction you get from your work and the income you get from your work as well, too. The good news is Jupiter station direct. He's going to be direct all the way for the first half of this year now, helping you see more of those opportunities in those 11th house matters. Maybe enjoying that work, maybe getting those finances to come in through your work or career, anything relating to that. But if Jupiter by itself doesn't really give anything, we see the opportunities and then we have to walk through the door to make it into a reality. So when you see those opportunities, make something of it. But you'll notice this certainly as the month unfolds, and there might be a shift midweek here on Wednesday where something shifts there. You know, maybe something nice comes in from a friend or group or something like this that can help facilitate these expansions. Thursday and Friday, the Sun conjuncts your ruler Mercury. Now, in this sense, Mercury is behind the Sun here with this type of conjunction while Mercury is direct. So the key here is, again, it's 7th house. So again, I think there might be some passion. I think there's just maybe a lot of energy, a lot of self-expression, a lot of passion that's brewing in the 7th house here on Thursday and Friday. So again, balance is key. It's a big emphasis this week with that balance. And this could be very passionate thoughts and communications. Just make sure it's coming from the heart, from the right place, and I think you'll be getting the most out of it. Saturday and Sunday, Mercury goes into Aries. So your ruler goes into the 8th house. This is where things become very deep. They become very real. This is energy for the next few weeks where you're going to have the ability to really understand deeper elements of life, what life is truly about, and how you can really connect to people on a deeper level, maybe taking something to the next level, maybe taking something to the next level with yourself. Having that transparency with either yourself or others is really the emblem of this, and this is certainly the case with your ruler. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Mars sextiles up to Neptune, creating a nice open possibility here, especially relating to these 6th house matters where Neptune's been transiting. So with your day-to-day stuff, your health and routine, there's this spirituality that's coming through all of this. And so this can be an opportunity to further those 6th house matters, whether it's your self-improvement, your health, your diet, day-to-day things, maybe helping others too is another 6th house thing. And that's a great weekend to put some energy forward with that to lead you into the next week. All right, Virgo, have a great time. Let me know if you have any questions. Please get in touch if you'd like a personal reading. You can check the link down below for that. And wishing you the best. See you next week. Take care.